What's up guys, Eli here, back for a new stuff video. I had, as you might have guessed by now, a pretty decent stack of stuff. We're going to do all music today. I had all three formats. I was going to knock them out all in one video, but I think it was just a little bit too much. Splitting it up, we're just going to do cassettes and vinyl today. We'll do CDs another day. I didn't really have that many anyways, but I got a nice stack of tapes, including some pretty cool gems here in one. I'm going to go ahead and call it a grail of mine. It's something I've been after a while. It's pretty rare, hard to come by. I think it's only on cassette at this time. Maybe, I think it'd be cool to see a repress of this. Let's get into it, huh? Also have a small stack of 7 inches. Stuff I got in a trade, so I didn't particularly request any of this stuff. It was, I think these were pretty much just given to me from my buddy that I did a trade with. Not all of this stuff is from a trade. Some of it is, including these first 3. In case you've seen my LLN video part 1, you'll know that I do have kind of a thing for the LLN scene, the French scene from the early to mid 90s. Still working on picking up, you know, the rest of the discography of all those bands. All bootlegs, pretty much, well, 98% bootlegs. But that's fine by me. I mean, if that's the only way you can get it, so fucking be it. I'm starting off with this Moebot. I didn't really have any Moebot stuff other than a CDR I made for myself. So this is a 1994 comp. Basically just a reworked version of the 1993 demo. I don't know exactly what reworking means. I don't know if that means it was re-recorded. Maybe some of the songs were retuned. I imagine that's, you know, that's what I imagine. Re-recorded and kind of retweaked songs. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the title because I don't think it's possible. But if you're curious, it is that. So this is a decently done bootleg. I've seen worse. I've also seen better. It's a little pixelated. I don't know. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. And then the famous logo they designed, which I always thought was fucking awesome. I have extra copies of this if anyone wants one. The guy even made stickers. Ah, shit. He made a sticker, so sticker for each side of the tape. That's the title. And then the Moebot logo. So it's pretty decent. I think like 4 or 5 copies of this. So if anyone wants one, I'll sell it to you pretty cheap. I have some other LLN bootlegs too if anyone wants some. Still have some left, but this is the newest thing I have in the collection, and I'm real happy to have it because Moebot is some cool. One of my more, kind of one of my favorite LLN projects, at least especially the non-metal stuff. Moebot were not metal. This was just terrifying, kind of dark ambient stuff. I got to be in the right mood to listen to it, but when I'm in the mood, it's definitely an enjoyable, well, terrifying journey, I guess you could say. Then I've also got another LLN gem I did have in my collection. I also have a couple of copies of this, extra copies I can sell, and I'll sell these pretty cheap. This bootleg is probably even less well done than that last one. I think somebody just hand drew the goddamn cover, and I'm okay with that. I mean, whatever. Like I said, however I can get this music, I needed it all in my collections. However I can get it, so fucking be it. So this is the Sevis demo from 1996. The only demo from this band. They have an actual French title, not in the made up language that from LLN lore, but I'm still not going to try to pronounce it. This is really good. I think this is one of the best LLN releases. I don't know, it's more just traditional black metal done the LLN way. I just think the riffs are better than most of the LLN bands, and so yeah, I think, like I said, I think somebody just hand drew this cover, which, I mean, come on, this is black metal. There's nothing wrong with that. And he also made stickers, which I just dropped all over the place. I don't know if this was done by the same guy who made that Moebot demo. It might be. If so, yeah, I assume it probably is. Got the Sevis band logo and then the demo title right there. So. And then last LLN LLN related thing. This is from '95. This is a demo from a project, band, whatever you want to call it, called Aeon. You can see some Aeon stuff on the Metal Archives. It's funny though, you can only see some of it. You'll see like the full lengths. They went on to do full lengths later, but I think it was like a different incarnation of the band. This was started by I think some of the guys from Vlad Tepes, if I remember correctly. I think this was started by the Vlad Tepes guys. From what I've heard, the later Aeon stuff was like total black metal, but I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is on YouTube. You can listen to this demo. I think it's like a folk demo, but I could be wrong. I haven't listened to this yet. Yeah, I have a couple extra copies of this as well. Interested in checking it out. All right, now moving on to the rest. I guess we'll just start here with Circle of Oroboros with Islands. If you're a black metal diehard, you likely know Circle of Oroboros. Pretty underground stuff, but well known in the right circles, I guess you could say. Circle of Oroboros are a Finnish black metal band formed in 2004. This is the fifth full length from 2009. I got the Northern Sky Productions tape version, limited to 200 copies. So Circle of Oroboros, I mean, I've known about this band a long time. Never owned anything from them. It is just weird experimental black metal. It's raw. It's super experimental. I've never heard anything from this band that was like traditional black metal by any means. You can tell that these guys have one foot in traditional black metal, but they certainly don't make it, which is cool. This is a very polarizing black metal band. There are people that just are absolute diehard fans of this band, and then there are some people that are just like, that sucks. I have no desire to listen to that. If you're into stuff like, what was the comparison I was going to make? There was a comparison I was going to make, but I can't remember. If you have an open mind with your black metal, it's definitely something worth looking into. Don't expect it to sound like anything you've ever heard. The band I'm trying to think of, they're a Dutch band. Pretty popular as well. I can't remember the name, but yeah, Circle of Oroboros. If you like weird black metal, as weird as black metal can get, this could be for you. And I got another tape here that I have extra copies of that I am looking to sell. I can't list them on Discogs because it is a bootleg. I'm actually super excited to have this in my collection just for me because I'm a big fan. We have the third demo from Dimmu Borger, August 1994 rehearsal. So this is the third Dimmu Borger demo, and this one is pretty well done for a bootleg. Yeah, this was pretty well done. Limited. Looks like this guy made 50 copies, and I think I have like the last 4 or 5. Pretty nice J card. Same exact. It's a replica basically of the original. Only probably nicer. I haven't seen the original, but I know the original does have this cover, and I think it has this on the side as well. I don't know if it has this picture on the inside. I could be wrong, but this is a well done bootleg. If you've never heard it, I mean, this is a raw rehearsal from '94. Don't expect this to sound like later Dimmu Borger or anything. I mean, there's some spots on the tape where it cuts out. I mean, it's perfectly listenable, but I mean, it's not a pro recording, but it's good, man. I love Dimmu Borger. I love their early stuff. Okay, maybe their later stuff I don't so much love. I definitely kind of jump off at one point. I have all their albums, and I continue to buy them as they come out, but man, it has been a long time since they've put out something that I've truly enjoyed. But their early stuff, their first 3 albums, I absolutely love. Their 4th album, I like. I wouldn't say I love it, but I think a lot of people, forget, or they just don't know that their early stuff was just really, really good, folky, and then later on, symphonic, raw, true Norwegian style black metal. It's good stuff. So we have the second demo from 2003 from Dutch band Cultus, Dutch one-man band. Been around since '98. This is a 2004 reissue. Originally came out on Forgotten Wisdom Productions. So the guy from Cultus, really nice guy. His name is Arjun. He runs a label called Haydn's Heart, which you might know about. It's fairly popular label. So it looks like he just repressed this. He numbers them, but he just kind of, I guess he just kind of sells them as there's a demand, because it says right here they're not limited. The original demo was limited to 333 copies. I have copy 436, but there's no telling how many he's made at this point. I think it's a cool idea. You know, he just basically, anytime someone wants one, he just dubs a new one and sells it to him, numbers it. Nothing wrong with that. And we have Black Angel from Peru. Black Angel have been around since '93. This is the debut full length from 2005. This is the Oniric, Oniric Productions, I think it's called. Record label out of Spain. Really good label, by the way. They did a killer job on this tape. Black Angel are a cool band. I've always liked them. I remember the first time I heard them, I did not like them at all. I would say they're like a black death metal, leaning much more towards the black metal side of things. Some of it is incredibly sloppy. If you like sloppy black metal, which I do, you know, they're worth looking into. I feel like their music, for me at least, is kind of hit and miss. But I feel like when they get it right, I feel like it's just they really nail that spirit of true black metal. The essence of it doesn't need to be technical, doesn't need to be flashy. The songwriting is there. There's just something about this band that when they walk that fine line, I just think it really works. So definitely look into Black Angel if you like, you know, raw, primitive, you know, kind of true black metal. Now this next band, there's not a whole lot of information that you can find, at least not that I could find with my limited ability to research things. We're talking about Varta Dowden from Germany. I don't know when they started or if they're still going, but this is a 2008 album. This is some raw, super raw black metal. I kind of get hints of, you know, that French LLN scene that I've been talking about a lot lately. I kind of get some vibes. It's you know, it's that kind of off kilter, just super raw, simplistic. Looks very occult inspired from the artwork I can see here. All kinds of occult stuff that I have no idea about going on. I mean, look at this cover. I mean, you've got pyramids, you've got, you know, Egyptian gods, you've planets and shit. I don't know what's going on here. It's pretty cool though. I haven't listened to this a lot yet, but that's what I'm getting so far. I mean, this is just this is simple, you know, fucked up raw black metal. Kind of reminds me of the LLN stuff. Same with this these next two demos, and that's kind of why I got these, to be honest. That's kind of why my buddy had sent these to me in a trade. He also sent me these first two demos from another German black metal band called Verdorbin. So this is a one-man black metal band. The dude that's in this band, you might know him better from Black Tribe. If you haven't heard Black Tribe, holy shit, get on that. Excellent German black metal. Some of the best black metal, you know, I've heard in the last 15 years. I'm very comfortable saying that. This is different than Black Tribe. This is very LLN inspired, at least to my ears. This is just very simplistic, raw, sloppy black metal, played by one guy. This band was active from 2007 to 2015, and yeah, I got the first two demos. First one from 2007, and the second one from 2008. So again, if you like LLN stuff, I think you'd really enjoy this Verdorbin material. I think it's definitely, it had to have been inspired from that scene, because the spirit is very much there, if you ask me anyways. Now we'll get into the last tape here. Now this is the Grail. It's a Grail to me. That doesn't mean it would be a Grail to you, or who knows? Probably not a grail to a lot of people, but this is a rare tape. This is the mordejoth Solon split from 1997. Mordejoth were a Dutch black metal band formed in 95, went to about 2010 or so. So you might have heard me talk about necromantic worship. One of my favorite, recent black metal bands. They're split up. They're not going to do anything new at this point, but still, those two demos that they did, some of my favorite black metal of recent years as well. So much that I actually became friends with the guy. I don't mean to say this numerous times, but my name is in the thanks list of the second necromantic worship demo, and that's pretty cool if you ask me. So Mordejoth was the first black metal band that guy had ever done. He also used to run the Dutch black metal label called New Era Productions, and this was the first New Era release that he ever did. He hasn't ran that label for a long, long time. He passed it on to another guy who's taken it in different directions, but still similar, I guess you could say. So Mordejoth is, to me, very kind of Graveland-esque. That kind of like pagan black metal. If you like Graveland, I think that's a great starting point. So I said this was a split. So it's a split between Mordejoth and Solon, but the same guy. It's just one guy. Solon was a ambient project, kind of in the vein of like Lord Wind or something like that. Maybe I haven't spent a lot of time with it yet, but that's at least. And I haven't heard all of it. That's what I seem to remember. Lord Wind, maybe. But if not, either way, it doesn't matter. It's an ambient project done by the same guy, and he almost made this like a 2 release in one, because you also get this. Maybe Solon might have had a demo separate from the split, so maybe that's why he included this, because the Mordejoth side of the split, that was the first Mordejoth demo. So it's cool to get it this way. You get all this stuff together, but it's really hard to find. This was the only copy I found on Discogs. Actually, I had to get it out of Portugal. It wasn't super expensive or anything. Maybe more than I'd normally pay for a tape, of course. But super glad to have it. Check out Mordejoth if you like, pagan black metal, such as if you like Graveland, another band that I know I'm not supposed to talk about. But I really like the sound of Graveland's albums. I have a handful of them. So if you like that, you'll like Mordejoth, I would think. Moving on to the 7 inches. I don't have a whole lot to say about this stuff because this was just given to me. I didn't particularly ask for any of this. This first one I actually already have, and this is really good. Check out Sacrifix from Australia. This is the debut demo from 2007, limited to 200 copies. Came out on Nuclear War Now Productions. Sacrifix have been kind of quiet lately, probably because a lot of people like them, people I know that have heard them, but I don't know. I don't think they ever really took off maybe as much as they probably wanted to, because there's so much good metal coming out of Australia. Probably easy for some of the bands, especially newer ones, to kind of get lost in the fray. But this is a very unique sounding black death metal. Being from Australia, I love so many bands from that scene. I love all of them. Most of those bands are like some of my favorite bands, but this one stands alone. They sound more like Rotting Christ than like Destroyer 666 or Bestial Warlust. I do hear a little bit of those bands, but I hear more of the Greek black metal, I think, in their sound, and it's really, really cool. Lyrics are about like old wars that they had in Australia, I guess. I don't know Australia's history. I'm sorry if any Australians are watching, but if you like Rotting Christ and you like, the good Australian metal bands, definitely check out Sacrifix. They have other stuff that I haven't heard, but this Lone Pine EP is really, really cool. Then he sent me this. Apparently, this is a Canadian rock band. I'm not a big rock guy, but this band is called Ohm War. This is, I think, their debut 7-inch from 2012. That's all I know about it. It's a Canadian rock. And you guys know about this? Again, like I said, I'm not a big rock guy. God, that's so dirty. Needs to be cleaned. Looks like it's just been living outside for the last 5 years. But man, cool cover. When it comes to rock, man, I'm just really picky. I don't listen to any current rock bands. I mean, I like some 70s stuff, the more forward-thinking bands like Kansas and Blue Oyster Cult, Styx. 90s stuff, I guess, I like Caius and Queens of the Stone Age. I like a lot of the grunge stuff, but, I'm not a huge rock guy, but I'll give it a shot. And I got this 7-inch split. I've never heard of any of these bands. Came from a label called Rotten Fetus Productions out of Brazil. 2 bands, we got Die Human Race and War Annihilation with Rest in Chaos. Looking at that, I'm thinking it's definitely going to be like Revenge Worship, maybe. Both these bands are like, I guess you could call them like death, black metal, grind, even a little bit of crust. I think in War Annihilation, I think there's a little bit of like some crust punk vibes. I haven't listened to this whole thing. I mean, it's only 5 songs, but I kind of sampled a little bit from both bands, and it's just take those genres that I named, and it's basically war metal. I guess I could have just said fucking war metal. It's raw, violent stuff. I don't really know if this is necessarily for me. I mean, I do like to play this kind of stuff from time to time. I mean, yeah, you see pictures like that, and you're like, all right, I know what I'm getting. No offense to anybody involved, but yeah, not my kind of thing. But from time to time, I do like to throw on some Conqueror or some Revenge. Got a number of Canadian and Australian bands. It's becoming even more increasingly rare. But from time to time, man, that stuff does scratch a specific itch that only that stuff can scratch. And the last thing I did a little bit of research. I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about this, so don't judge me based on anything you see here. But German black metal band called Turisaz. Looks like they've been active since '98. This is their second release, an EP from 2002, limited to 350 copies on Somber Records. From the research I've done, just kind of raw pagan black metal. Don't know anything else. That is a sound that I like. I like when pagan black metal is done right. That is just some of my favorite type of black metal. Like, yeah, to me, there's almost nothing better than well done raw pagan black metal. So, anyone heard Turisaz? Not to be confused with Turisas from Finland, a band that I do not like. But this is Turisaz from Germany. Let me know what you think. I know you're seeing runes and shit here. You're already, some of you are already ready to pull the trigger on me, but this was sent to me. I didn't ask for it. I did a little bit of research online. I didn't see anything that jumped out at me as like, you're going to get yelled at for this on YouTube. But if there is anything I do need to know about this band, feel free to let me know. I don't know, man. I hate having to say that, but at the same time, that's how things are now, and I do fully understand. I don't want a yeah. Anyways, guys, that's all I got. This video, wow, turned out to be a little long. I'm going to definitely edit the fuck out of it. I rambled on about some shit today that just went on for far too long. Definitely check out mordejoth if you haven't heard them and you like good raw pagan black metal. Other than that, yeah, let me know if you want any LLN bootlegs. Sell them to you for cheap, or the Dimmu Borger rehearsal. Got a couple of those. And as a matter of fact, I have extra copies of also the Verdorbin demos. I have extra copies of these, and I have extra copies of the Varta Dowden album as well. So I hope you guys are all doing well. And Louis says hello. He's taking a nap here. We are going to go outside and go for a walk. He's been waiting and waiting and waiting for that to happen. So if you guys got dogs and cats, definitely give them a hug for me. Feel free to send me pictures. And yeah, thanks, guys. We'll talk soon.